This video is sponsored by Carnivore Companion. Check out our newly released seasoning steak dust, along with our flagship seasoning smokestack and our bestseller Tuckologen. Use the code CCYouTube10 at CarnivoreCompanion.com to save 10% off your first order. Hey there, my meaty friends. This is Reed, aka CarnivorousChef, and in today's video, we're making tuna ceviche. Alright, so I have yellowfin tuna here. This is a raw block, and we're making ceviche, so it's really just meat cooked by acid. Most ceviches have a ton of like vegetables and stuff in them, but since I'm trying to go more carnivore, I'm gonna do like seasonings and spices instead. Because usually, personally, I find that the spices don't mess with me like the vegetables do. I mean, you may find the same thing, and if not, that's fine. You can literally just put some sort of acid on this, and it'll cook it, and it'll taste good. Vinegar. I'm using lime juice today, and you can season this with a bunch of different. You know, you can use lime juice and lemon juice to make like a little Sprite, whatever, you know what I mean? Really just get started. We're gonna cube this up as best we can. It's a little more difficult to work with if it's fresh, because it's so malleable. And it doesn't have to be perfect, you're literally just gonna cube it up. Also, I'm outside today just because it's real nice out, and didn't feel like setting up lighting. I'm going with about 1/2-inch cubes on every side, and then I'm gonna have this little weird piece that I'll just kind of sit there, take it, sprinkle a little salt, and eat it. That's my snack. Okay. So basically, you're just gonna cut strips and cut across to make cubes. That's how you cube pretty much anything. Dice it, whatever you want to call it, and try to keep it even because you want it to cook all at the same time. That's what size I'm looking for. About a 1/2-inch cube. Looks like watermelon. There can be like little tendony type pieces, a little kind of hard to cut through. If you find those like right here, you don't have to put those in per se. I'm not going to. So I have my tuna in a bowl, set in a bowl of ice because I'm outside. I don't want it to get hot or anything. The first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take some limes. I'm gonna zest these into it. The lime zest adds a little bit of bitterness, as well as the lime flavor. It's got the essential oils from the lime in it. But a little bit of color too. I think 1 lime should be enough for this amount of tuna. This is about 12 ounces of tuna. So 1 lime zested plus 1 lime juiced per, you could probably go between 12 ounces and a pound of tuna for this ratio. And zesting the lime will make it easier to squeeze. Basically the outside is what's making this so rock solid whenever you try to squeeze it. But if you have a juicer or the little lemon squeezer, you can feel free to use that as well. So like I said, the juice of 1 lime should be more than enough for this amount of tuna. I've been making this recently because I just did a wedding where I made this, and it had a little bit of lime juice. It was mostly orange juice, and the orange juice really works well with that. It's a little bit sweeter, obviously. It's actually way sweeter because lime doesn't actually have that much sugar in it. It kind of helps balance all of the acidity, but it also gets the flavor of the orange in there. And for whatever reason, it just works really well with this tuna. Because the tuna is, it's mild. It's a very mild little fish. It's got a good texture. It's real easy to eat, and I like it raw. So the main thing this lime will be doing is cooking the tuna, but it'll also add that flavor. For this amount of tuna, I'm going to add about, let's say, a 1/2 teaspoon of salt. Use some granulated garlic. Just under a 1/4 teaspoon should be more than enough because it's pretty strong. About the same amount of onion powder, just under a 1/4 teaspoon. And then about 1/8 of a teaspoon of white pepper. Literally just a little shake. So what I'm going to do is take a spoon, mix it up. And as you can see, it's already kind of cooking the tuna a little bit. All these little white bits all over it. That's the lime juice denaturing the protein of the tuna. Let that sit in the ice for just a few minutes. Alright, by the time I'm done cleaning up, this should be ready to eat. Like, it's already cooking pretty well. So, alright, I had to move because the sun is pretty brutal right now. And I'm kind of by the bar door, just kind of standing here. So I'm gonna give this a taste. Here it is. But yeah, it's really good. The ceviche I've had before and what I've made recently has been a bit sweeter than this, but it's still really good. Like, the lime juice comes through a lot, and all the seasonings just kind of add a little bit of dimension to it instead of just lime juice and tuna. But honestly, you could just do that, and this would be perfectly fine. So I hope y'all enjoyed this one. Gonna finish this up, eat it for my lunch. like, subscribe, all those things. Hope you appreciate this simple video, less in depth, but I needed something just easy, and this was it. This was definitely it. So, see y'all next time.